One of the most notorious stories of the Second World War derives from the story of Adolf Hitler being spared by a British soldier. Henry Tandey was the most highly decorated British private of the First World War, and is credited as being the man who spared the life of possibly the most evil man in history. His actions, even though they were rather noble, would have changed the face of history forever should he have done something rather different when encountering the would-be Fuhrer of Germany. Today we look at the life of Henry Tandey, the man who spared Adolf Hitler. If you do enjoy our videos, please support the channel by subscribing. Henry James Tandey was born at the Angel Hotel in Regent Street in Leamington in Warwickshire. His early life wasn't hugely happy, with his father being a former soldier and his mother dying when he was young. Tandey would spend part of his childhood in an orphanage before becoming a boiler attendant at a hotel. In August 1910, he enlisted into the Green Howers Regiment and was posted to their 2nd Battalion in January 1911, following basic training serving in Guernsey in South Africa. With the outbreak of the First World War, Tandey would take part in the Battle of Ypres in October 1914 and was wounded on the 24th of October 1916 at the Battle of the Somme. He would be wounded a second time on the 27th of November 1917 during the Battle of Passchendaele. In July 1918, he was transferred to the Duke of Wellington's West Riding Regiment. On the 28th of August 1918, Tandey was in charge of a number of different bombing parties on the German trenches. As the forward parties were being held up, Tandey took 2 men and dashed across no man's land whilst under fire and bombed a trench. He would then return with 20 prisoners, having killed several of the enemy. This action would lead him to being awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal. On the 12th of September, Tandey would then shine again. He would rescue several wounded men who were under fire the previous day. Yet again he would lead a bombing party into the German trenches and return with yet more soldiers. For this, he was awarded the Military Medal on the 13th of March 1919. Tandey would be 27 and still a private where he would perform actions that would earn him the Victoria Cross. On the 28th of September 1918, during a counter-attack following the capture of a French town, his platoon was stopped by machine gun fire. Tandey crawled forward, spotted the gun position, and with a Lewis gun team eliminated the machine gun. When reaching the canal crossing, he would then restore the plank bridge whilst under heavy enemy fire. In the evening, he and 8 men in his regiment would be surrounded by the enemy. He would then lead a bayonet charge, fighting so fiercely that 37 of the enemy were driven towards the rest of his company. This event saw Tandey wounded twice, but he refused to leave until the fight was won. The incident which Tandey would be most remembered for occurred allegedly on the 28th of September 1918. Whilst Henry Tandey was serving with the 5th Duke of Wellington Regiment, a weary German soldier wandered into Tandey's line of fire. The enemy soldier was wounded and didn't even attempt to raise his own rifle. It was at this point when the course of history could have changed forever. Henry Tandey chose not to shoot the German soldier. The soldier saw him lower his rifle and nodded, giving him thanks before wandering off. The soldier in question is reported to be Adolf Hitler. Allegedly, Hitler then saw a newspaper report about Tandey being awarded the Victoria Cross, recognised him as the man who had spared his life, and took a clipping of the article. In 1937, following the Nazi rise to power, Hitler became aware of a painting by the artist Fortuna Matania. This painting was commissioned by the Green Howards, and showed a soldier, reporting to be Henry Tandey, carrying a wounded man at a crossroads northwest of Menin. The painting was made from a sketch, and a member of Hitler's staff, Dr. Otto Schwend, obtained a large photo of the painting. Hitler would then identify the soldier carrying the wounded man as Tandey from the picture of him in the newspaper clipping. In 1938, when the British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain visited Hitler's Alpine retreat the Berghof, he asked about the painting. Hitler stated, "That man came so near to killing me that I thought I would never see Germany again." According to the story, Hitler asked Chamberlain to convey his best wishes and thank you to Tandey, and Chamberlain reportedly did this after his return to England. The records state that the phone was answered by a 9-year-old child who was related to Tandey's wife. Following the First World War, Tandey would serve in Gibraltar, Turkey, and in Egypt, and was discharged from the army in 1926. Following the war, he became a police sergeant and would die in 1977 at the age of 86. Rather interestingly, in 1940 during the Coventry Blitz, his home was bombed by the Luftwaffe. A journalist would approach Henry Tandey and ask him about his encounter with Hitler. Allegedly, Tandey responded with, "If only I had known what it would turn out to be." When I saw all the people and women and children he had killed and wounded, I was sorry to God I let him go. Much speculation has surrounded the story of Henry Tandey and his encounter with one of the most evil men in the world. However, what is certain is that Henry Tandey's military career is shrouded in immense bravery, accolades, and outstanding service to his country. Many thanks for watching. To support the channel, please subscribe. Thank you once again for watching.